Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early September 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Aquarius collective in early September? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius in early September. What's the vibe? What's the energy, please? As we are moving through the seasons, my good friends. It's a beautiful time of year. There we go. Thank you. And speaking about seasons and moving through the year, clock time. So there is something about time, whether it's somebody that's waiting on something. It doesn't always have to just be that. To me, there could be various ways that time itself could be affecting whatever it is you're going through. Whether it's like, all right, maybe I just need to give it a little more time. Or maybe you're tired of giving something time. It could be anything and everything regarding that. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. And I always like to mention that I read these cards more intuitively. But we see her. She's standing there in front of a big old clock. There's like gears going in the background, and it says clock time. So for some of you, yeah, maybe there is something you're waiting on a sign, waiting on a person, waiting on the perfect time for something. Could be any variety of different things. Maybe there's someone you're connected to that's doing this as well. It's like, all right, how much time has passed? Oh, have I been waiting that long? Now, I always say that time is very subjective, right? Because for some of us, some days it feels like they just fly. Some days feel like they drag on and on and on. So there could be something with how you're viewing time itself that could be a little different than most people. I'm not sure why that's coming through. Now, for another portion of you, maybe spirit's like, all right, well, don't waste your time on something. That could very much be it. Or there might be something where you need to give it a little more. I guess it's all subjective depending on what you're going through, really. Because I feel like it's anything and everything. And listen, when we go into the deeper metaphysic conversations, time, of course, is an illusion. It's just how we experience this reality in a very linear way. I'm sure a lot of you already understand that. But it does have an effect, whether we like it or not. So we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Aquarius friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It seems like the past 2 weeks, your readings have really revolved around communication, because last week's reading was a surprising talk. And it could be a conversation you weren't expecting to have, speaking to someone you weren't expecting to speak to, anything and everything. It felt like there was everything on the table. So that's an energy that could bleed over for a couple of weeks. You might be having some very interesting combos. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Aquarius, please. Guys, what do we got for our good friends? All right, 8 of Pentacles. So for some of you, if you're watching for career-based things, big signal right there. I like the 8 of Pentacles. Like, even if we're not just talking about work things, I just like the effort of it. I like the hard work. I like the creativity. Let's get a couple more. What do we have for Aquarius? Okay. All right, 8 of Pentacles into the 9 of Cups. Like something, I'm already getting something potentially paying off for you. Let's get one more. And we're still very early into this reading, but I'm liking what I'm feeling. I can tell you that. Okay. We're just going to have to see how it all plays, because you're going to have a bonus this week. So we have the 6 of Swords right here on the back end. That's things getting better, things improving. And then we got the Page of Wands, the communication showing up once again. So far, I'm cautiously optimistic about what I'm feeling for you. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know I always look at the elements first. And surprise, surprise, one of the rare times where we have every single element present. So we have Earth, which represents the material world, work, abundance, business, family, anything from the material. Then we have the cups, which is the water, the emotions, the feelings, the creativity. Then we have the air, one of your comfort elements right there. That's the realm of logic, planning, strategy, communication, fire, action, movement, passion, desire. So we could be looking at big picture thinking where we're looking at different areas of life, or at least the energy seems to be harmonizing. That's what I'm liking so far. Like, at least on first glance, this energy seems to be harmonious. But let's go through this and start building it out piece by piece. Position number one, the Eight of Pentacles. Now, I already mentioned I like this card. I love to start reading off with an action card. And although this is Earth, it's one of my favorite ones, right? Because this person's putting in a lot of effort. We see the person, they're at a workbench and they're just building away, right? They're creating all those pentacles. So this is a very creative energy. It's artisanal. It's putting energy out there. Now, yes, it does tie heavily into business, work, career-based things, money in general, material world stuff. But when we talk about relationships, the Eight of Pentacles could speak about something that you want to work on, that you want to put energy into. It could also represent mending things, fixing things that aren't perfect. So I like it for that. Now, the challenge with the Eight of Pentacles is sometimes it could be someone that's trying too hard or doing a little too much or not doing enough at all. There could be a little imbalance in the effort where either you're doing too much or you're not doing enough. Sometimes this can be a workaholic energy where it's like I'm working, putting energy into something, even if I'm not sure if it's going to pay off. I think it will, but sometimes the Eight of Pentacles could be a waste of energy. Okay, so we're going to have to keep a close eye on that to see if that's the case, especially with that clock thing that showed up in the beginning. Now, moving to the center as we get this guy tucked in by the amethyst, pardon me, we have the Nine of Cups. So we see our friend here. He looks happy. John Travolta, chilling right there. He's surrounded by the Nine Cups. They're all full. He's happy. He's welcoming. This is a huge card of wish fulfillment. So wins, victories, blessings, you name it, this person has everything they want. So when we go from a working effort card to the Nine of Cups, I'm like, okay, the hard work paid off. Or the process paid off. That's initially how it's starting to look. We still have to clarify, of course. Again, it's just open and welcoming. It's like, here, share here. You need a cup, have a cup, come in. It's just very kind and warm. Um, but the challenge of the Nine of Cups is that it could be a little too nice, right? Where someone's too kind, too welcoming, too open. This could represent someone that parties it up a little too much, right? They have a lot of cups around them, so they keep throwing them back. So watch out for any sort of overindulgence. But yeah, that's my biggest concern with this card is sometimes it could be someone that's just a little too giving. So we'll look at it a little further. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Six of Swords. Beautiful. I usually see this card, I think of improvement, coming out of choppy waters into calm, coming out of a difficult time into an easier time. So we think of things improving across the board. Really, really good when this card is here. It can represent distance, it can represent travel, whether you're going on a vacation or you're relocating. I like the Six of Swords for this. But like all cards, it does have a downside, aside from the improvement and the action that we're seeing. Sometimes this card can represent things popping back up, things returning. Um, the big challenge with this card could be giving up, where it could be like, all right, well, maybe you gave up on something a little too soon, or maybe someone else did. Right? No judgment here. I don't know all your situations, but the Six of Swords could sometimes be a little flighty, could be a little flaky, could be an energy that's like first sign of trouble, boom, it's gone. So we want to look at it further to see. Moving to the very back end as we get the Six of Swords here, and again, just so you know, I'm feeling optimistic here. With the way all the energy seems to be lining up, it's looking good to me. Now, Page of Wands, big card of communicating. Just like I said, the last couple of weeks, communication has been huge. This is a card of taking action, making moves. I love this. It's great for new things. It's great for fresh, vibrant energy. It's very youthful. But the challenge with the Page of Wands is sometimes it can do too much. It could burn itself out. Little shades of what we had here on the front end, remember? So it's just something to watch out for, your energy levels. Super important that you try to keep them balanced. And watch out for talks that just pop on in. But I want to dive deeper on all this, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got for Aquarius, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Eight of Pentacles. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to get to Aquarius, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get this going. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? Why is that? Okay, I mean, we have strength in reverse. This is an energy that's like, yeah, I'm not taking no for an answer. I don't care. I'm going to push through. Love the grit, love the determination. Listen, a lot of you already know I'm an Aries. This feels like Aries energy to me, where it's like, oh, there's a problem. Let me run head on into it. So that's how it feels to me. So, like, if anything gets in your way or something's not going right, there is this energy that's kind of saying, take a direct approach. Like, don't try to go around it. Don't try to skirt it. Don't try to avoid it. If something pops up, whether it's a situation or a problem, Spirit wants you to just run head on into it or just address it head on. That's what the energy feels like. Now, the Strength card, Leo energy, that's your zodiacal opposite. If it was in the upright, I'd be saying a whole different story. In the upright, it's very soft, very caring, very nurturing. When it's in reverse, though, it's like, nope, I'm not taking the soft approach, especially under the Eight of Pentacles, where it's like, I will not be denied. So for some of you, maybe there is something you're wanting, something you're doing, where you're just in that mode and mindset, where it's like, nope, I committed to this. This is what I want. This is what I'm doing, and nothing will throw me off track. But I will tell you, in this time, anything Spirit throws your way, or the world, or reality, there's something here favoring a direct approach, where it's like, just tackle it head on. If something pops up, don't delay, tackle it head on. Let's keep moving. I mean, this could also be someone that refuses to give up on something too. So, which is an admirable trait. But let's see what's up with the Nine of Cups. Maybe that'll pay off. Let's see. So why is the Nine of Cups here for Aquarius? Oh, okay. Yeah, and it does. It does. It pays off huge, massive. We got the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself without a beard. Our good friend holding the goblet. He's chilling there. Yeah, my only concern is someone just having too much of a good time or over celebrating. Honestly, like the Nine of Cups and the King of Cups, those are energies that love to just have a good time. They love to cut loose. They love to throw a few back. So just watch out for urges like that in this time. And again, there's nothing wrong with having a good time, nothing wrong with having fun. But when I see the Nine of Cups, King of Cups, I'm seeing a celebration, a payoff, a victory, a win, whatever we want to label it. Because it's like, all right, work. I don't know how to say this, but it's like that cheesy phrase, like work hard, play hard. That's how it feels to me, Aquarius. It's like we're working hard, we're playing hard. So do with that what you will. Love the King of Cups in the upright, big water sign energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, usually emotionally balanced, happy, content, especially in the upright. Underneath this Nine of Cups, it's like, yeah, I'm perfect. Everything went my way. Everything's great. So for a lot of you, there could be absolutely a result going your way, something paying off for you, whether it's something you've been working through, working towards. It's like the struggle, the fight will be worth it. I think it's fantastic. I love the payoff. I love the win-based energy. Just don't celebrate too hard. Don't celebrate too much, right? Let's keep going to the Six of Swords, all in moderation. But let's go in on the Six of Swords. So that's good. That's nice. Because this pushy energy could have taken a different route, but I like it. Let's see what the Six of Swords has, please. For Aquarius. Hermit. Okay. Not long lasting. Okay. So the Hermit is usually a withdrawn energy where like this energy seems to pop up and then pull back. It's like I'm here, now I'm away. Um, in this time, there could be things that don't seem to last very long. There's something here that feels very fleeting. Now, I'm not saying that your win or your victory or payoff is going to be bittersweet. I'm not saying that you're going to be unsatisfied by it. But to me, it's like, okay, I completed something. Now I'm on to the next leg of my journey. That's just how it feels to me. Where it's like I'm working hard, I'm very busy, boom, I'm collecting my reward. Then this energy is like, all right, what next? So for a lot of Aquariuses, you might start in the very short term future, turning your eyes to the future and thinking, okay, but what am I going to do after this? Or what do I have coming up next? How do the next few years look? We're talking big picture here. Now, the Hermit, big Virgo energy. We're currently in Virgo season at the time of this. So if you're not connected to a Virgo, the fact that the Six of Swords is here could tell us that in this zodiacal season, there could be a lot of energies working with you to help you, which is a great thing. But yeah, usually this Hermit is retracting. So it's like, I worked hard, I pushed through, I got my reward, now I'm gone. It's like the energy's here, then it's gone. So I'm not saying that this is someone that can never be satisfied. I'm not saying this is someone that can never be fully happy. But it's like, if you have a goal, if you have something you're wanting, know what you want after it too. I don't. That's very specific. It feels like I'm doing a personal reading. Only take it if it hits, of course. But it is wise. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. So very intriguing reading for you this week. I like it for the most part. Honestly, there's a lot of claimable stuff. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Eight of Pentacles with Strength in reverse. To me, this felt like a damn bulldozer, my friends, where either a spirit saying, like, hey, if you're dealing with a problem or a situation, take the straightforward approach, you tackle it head on, don't walk around it, don't try to avoid it. Just like, boom, you go right into the storm, and that's going to get you the best results here. This can also represent someone that refuses to give up on something, where it's like, nope, I don't give up. I'm going to keep doing what I want. I'm going to keep pushing for this. So that could be a great thing, but it could be draining, right? Moving to the middle, we have the Nine of Cups with the King of Cups. Boom, we have the payoff. We got the win, the victory, where this energy actually pays dividends. So I think that's great. The only warning about that energy in the middle is celebrating a little too hard or counting your chickens before they hatch. Don't overindulge, but enjoy yourself for sure. But moving to the back end, it's like it's short lived because it's like, all right, well, I got what I wanted. That's a good thing, but I feel like I need more of something. So it's like the energy's here, then it's gone. I feel satisfied, then I feel dissatisfied. So watch out for short-lived feelings of happiness. That's so odd. I don't mean that in a bad way. That's just how it feels. So know what you want after you get the result you want, or what way you're heading. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, Aquarius. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card here. What do we got? Thank you. Hierophant. Okay. So there is something that's not impossible. That's one thing I do want to say, because sometimes the Hierophant, it can represent a stuck feeling. Sometimes it can represent routine. It's very traditional. It's very day to day. It's an energy that doesn't seem to change. So when I see the shadow side of it, it either says like, hey, some of you Aquariuses might be feeling a little stuck between a rock and a hard place. But if that's not the case, to me, it's saying like, all right, well, listen, something's not impossible, even if it seems like it's stuck, like if it's immovable. I feel like there is something big on the horizon for you, which is really great. Now, again, for some of you, you might be connected to Taurus when the Hierophant's here. I would say a big thing to watch out for in this time is feelings of boredom. Okay. And I know Aquariuses need a lot of mental stimulation. So if there's a situation or something that's just boring you, um, watch your behaviors that come because of that. Because like when people get bored, they can lash out or do things that they don't normally do. So there's a reason I'm bringing it up, and it's just showing up here. So you do with that information what you will, my good friends. But that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The September calendar is already live, so we could have ourselves a little chat. But for the September subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks ever, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's great for beginners and experienced readers. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which ones do you get along best with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As usual, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.